So there was this guy, true story, this Marine, came out of the Marines, served in Afghanistan and or Iraq, and he got some awards, and when he came out, he got some money, as a lot of people do in the military, to go to college. And so he went to school full time during the day, and he waited tables every night and every weekend. He was just hustling to make money. And as a waiter, he took all that he was taught as a Marine to be excellent. And so every night he was on time, he was attentive, he did what he was told, and he did a good job. And a lot of times tips and how somebody responds when they leave will validate that, right? Good job, here's a good tip. So this one night, it was an indelible imprint on his life. Right? And just for context, the word indelible means a lasting imprint that doesn't move. You will have intersections in your life that can be indelible, that could change the trajectory of how you see yourself and what you're doing and how you're doing it. So this was an indelible impact on this guy. One of many, many nights, this table of a family that was dining, that was eating there, one of many families or people that were eating that night. But this particular one was no different than any others. The people were having a good time. When they asked for something, he was there. He got their food. They enjoyed their food. He was attentive to them. All those things played out. When they left, they said thank you. And he went to the table to get the receipt that the gentleman paid with and the tip. The tip was a normal tip. But underneath the tip, it had two words. And these two words changed his life. These two words could have gone one way or the other for him. And the two words on the bottom of that ticket said, do better. And God's like, what? I mean, the first thing is insulted. Do better? Man, I'm a Marine. Everything we do is with excellence. And he started going in his head thinking about it. Well, they asked for this. Make sure they had the water. Make sure they had their salads. Make sure they had their foods. Something had to go back to cook. All those things he played in his head. He was there. He listened. He spoke what he needed for them. They responded likewise. And he was pissed. Do better. Who are you? And of course, the guy's gone. So he goes to the people he works with. Think about when you're being coached, when you're being told, when you're spoken loud to, as I used to want some of you, I don't know if any of you, I coached at Myrtle Grove years and years ago, if you're team B team. I just speak loud to you, trying to get your attention, to emphasize a point. When a coach is doing that, how many times have you felt, don't raise your hand, think your coach is right here, but you have, or other coaches, or teachers, or your parents, or someone in authority is trying to tell you, you need to do this better, and you're like, man, and you're thinking, I'm doing the best I can. I got this opponent, I got this person doing this to me, and that to me, do better. I'm doing the best I can. Are you? Is the best you can what the standard's been set by everyone around you, that mediocrity is accepted? And so this is the best you can do, or is there more? So each one of these people, the people we work with, because mediocrity, even good mediocrity, can be good in the eyes of other people. Yeah, they said, did you see me with that tip? Yeah. Did you see anything outside the order? Do you think I'm a good waiter? And they all validated who he was. Man, you're this, that, and that. You are sharp. You're on time. All those things. You do a great job here. He's like, yes, I do. And that's what he thought. And he was pissed. He was insulted. He's like, I want to see that guy. And he went home and he looked in the mirror. And this is for each and every. This is a cross section when you were being coached, when you were being taught. I mean, the Bible tells us the word of God is beneficial because it reproofs you, it corrects you, and encourages you, and trains you, and instructs you. And he looked in the mirror. Again, this is a true story. This changed this guy's life. He looked at himself in the mirror and said, can I do better? Because when you say that to yourself, when you say, I'm doing the best I can, what you're doing is shut your mind off to any improvement. You shut your mind off to find any little thing that you can do better. And most of the things we can do better is up here. Because this dictates our actions. This dictates our body language, our demeanor, tone of our voice, which will display our attitude, our hustle, our grit, our determination when we're out there. Because out there is the same thing as out there. And he looked himself in the mirror and he said, I'll be honest with myself. This is what he told, what can I do better? And when you start digging, when you start thinking about it, you start finding this little increments. Have you ever heard about just be 1% better today? Have you ever heard that before? You have to dig and find that. But that's where the treasure is. That's where you find things about yourself that otherwise you won't, because it's not required of you. But just as you would dig and uncover that 1% out there, it's going to affect you out there in life. Man, you're as old as you've ever been, but you got a long life to live. And the quicker you implement and seek to be your biggest investor in you, the better you'll be at your thought life, your words and actions that you take. And this guy found that he can do better. And what happened was, as those other people said, you're doing as good as you can, the best you can. When he started just the littlest of things he started adding, they're like, gosh, man, you're really good at this. And what it would be a shame if he never took the chance to find out what he could do better. It's like archaeologists, man, they have to dig. They dig, but then they find that treasure.